All right, day 20 in the 25 days of Thanksgiving. And I've just about let this day pass by without doing a recording. So I'm going to pop this one up real quick. And so on the day 20 of the 25 days of Thanksgiving, I'm thankful for neighbors. We've got some neighbors that have come over and visit. We used to get together on a regular basis. But neighbors, neighbors are usually friends. Sometimes they're family, and then sometimes they just become as close as family. But the Bible speaks of love worketh no ill to his neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfilling of the law. I'm going to read a couple verses to you that have to do with neighbors. For all the law is fulfilled in one word, even in this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. When Jesus talks about loving one another, oftentimes they refer to loving others as thyself and then loving your neighbor as yourself. It's important because we dwell close to people. We dwell with our neighbors. We don't raise kids by ourselves, just your own family. We raise kids, you might say, in a social clan. Those people that you have around your children on a regular basis have an impact on your children. And oftentimes that is your neighbors. And if you want to dwell happily somewhere, you need to be able to dwell happily with your neighbors as well. So there's a lot that's talked about there. But in short, I'm thankful for my neighbors. I'm thankful for good neighbors that we've had, and we've lived in a couple places now, and we still fellowship with some of them. And I'm just glad that their kids are able to fellowship with ours and play and have fun and grill out and do things. And I think a month ago I went on a trip camping and kayaking with a former neighbor, and so just putting it out there. Thankful for neighbors. Wouldn't it be terrible if the people that you lived around you hated? When I was coming up, we had a neighbor that was always looking over the fence at what we were doing. And Mom called him, what was it, Hawkeye? Yeah, Hawkeye. And you couldn't do anything at the house because Hawkeye was going to be looking. So, wouldn't it be horrible if you had horrible neighbors? Well, I don't. I love my neighbors. I have great neighbors. And but also in having great neighbors, to have great neighbors, I think it's good if you try to go out of your way and be a great neighbor yourself. So sometimes we do special things for our neighbors. We've cut grass for some of our neighbors to surprise them. But neighbors. So there's a lot of people important in your life is your family, and we've done that. Yesterday, I believe, was family. We have our church family, right? We have friends and colleagues, and we've mentioned some of those in past posts. Today, we're simply thankful for neighbors and what they mean to us in our lives. They're people that we can call on when you need a ladder, or call on when maybe you've got a problem at the house, or an emergency, or there's been a break-in, or sometimes if you have a fire, where do you go? You go to your neighbor's house, right? Neighbors. If your neighbor has a need, you want to be able to help them out. And if you have a need, oftentimes it's your neighbor that's there for you. So don't know how much more I can say than that. So on day 20 of the 25 days of Thanksgiving, quite simply, I am thankful for neighbors, and good neighbors at that. Thank you.